Shoreviewken!
Hey everybody, and welcome back. Today I'm taking a look at X, the Selection of Destiny, for the PlayStation. It was developed by Taito, published by Bandai, and released in 2002, so this is a very late release for the system. I'll get this right out of the way. If you're saying to yourself, this game looks a lot like Psychic Force, you are correct. X doesn't just look like Psychic Force, it is Psychic Force. It's the exact same gameplay with a different paint job. Both games were developed by Taito, and the last Psychic Force game was published in 1998. So anything I say about the gameplay in X, you can apply it to that series as well. The plot to X is kind of a bummer. Well, not kind of, it's a fucking drag. There are two opposing sides battling it out in Tokyo. The dragons of heaven fighting to hold the fabric of nature together, and the dragons of earth who are fighting to bring an end to humanity. The main character, Kamui, sides with the dragons of heaven to protect his friends Kotori and Fuma, but Fuma turns on him, kills Kotori, and joins the dragons of earth and declares his intentions to kill Kamui and bring about Armageddon. The whole thing is just best friends killing each other and crying. The world ending. That song by X Japan plays. It's a bummer. X can best be described as a free-flight fighting game, except you're confined to a large cube, so I suppose it's not really all that free, is it? But you can fly around within the cube as much as you like. Movement is actually quite slow though, unless you use your dash, so you'll most likely be dashing almost exclusively. You have two attack buttons, one for light and one for strong attacks, and the attack you perform changes depending on your distance from your opponent. If you're right up on them, you'll perform melee attacks, and you can also perform throws from close range as well. From a distance, you'll perform energy attacks, and each character has their own specific element. For the most part anyway. Again, very much like Psychic Force, which definitely had some very Captain Planet overtones. Every character has a set of special attacks, and you can assign a couple of additional attacks to the shoulder buttons at the character select screen. All of these special moves require energy from your energy bar, which in X is actually shared with your health bar. At the start of each round, you have a meter that's half health and half energy, and as you take damage and your health depletes, your special attack energy increases, allowing you to perform more of these attacks before needing to recharge. And I actually really like this gameplay mechanic. I don't recall seeing it in any other games actually. Overall, the gameplay in X is fun enough, but does get repetitive pretty quickly. It's not really all that deep. If you've played one Psychic Force game, you've pretty much played them all. X is a pretty good looking game. I suppose by this point developers had gotten everything they were going to get out of the PlayStation. Character models are nice and feature some particularly well detailed and animated faces. All the stages look pretty cool as well, especially the ones that feature a partially destroyed Tokyo. There's also some nice still art from the X animated movie in the gallery that looks quite nice. And I've got no complaints about the few animated cutscenes either. The sound design is also pretty good. I like all the music. There's plenty of high energy heavy metal. Also some good sound effects and some very good voice acting as well. I'm actually pretty surprised. For a game that seems to me to be a bargain title licensed game just to make a little money off of the recently released anime, the presentation in X is actually pretty damn good.
Ready, go!
And I suppose that's my overall feeling toward the game as a whole. It's pretty good. I can definitely imagine that I'd like it a lot more if I hadn't already played the Psychic Force games, though. If you've played those and enjoyed them, or if you're just a die-hard fan of the X series, you'd probably enjoy X, The Selection of Destiny. It's much less depressing than the film, at least. Check it out.